Be careful, Bo, all right?
I'm fine, honey. You know, it's going to take more than a bullet to stub me.
It's not the bullet she's worried about. It's David.
David?
Oh, he's in there. He wants to surprise you, which means probably strippers, sirens, and confetti cannons.
Or hookers. I mean, he's done that before.
Oh, God. Shall we?
You know you're Jewish, right?
I'm just covering all the bases.
Welcome home, Pa.
David, what's wrong, son?
Oh, as if you don't already know. I'm a fraud, a failure, a complete embarrassment to our family.
We've never held that against you.
I'm box office poison. The boy with the chipmunk tattoo bombed.
I don't believe it. I loved it.
You saw it?
Yeah. Twice. You know, I thought it was great.
If only the people at Movies Without Sympathy agreed with you. They said that my movie was derivative of another Swedish thriller that had a tattoo in it, which is completely absurd. That movie was about a girl, and it was a completely different tattoo.
Well, there'll be other movies.
Then why is my agent Bev Altman not returning my calls?
Because I'm sure she's busy fielding other offers.
Why is the maitre d' at the Palace restaurant seating me by the bathroom?
It's better than seating you in the bathroom.
Why is Judith Light snubbing me at the Fraternity Row rap party? And can you believe that? She's a television actress.
Oh, I got nothing.
It's that cursed show. Everything would be fine. My life, my marriage, my career. If only I had saved that infernal soap opera.
See it? Oh, you gotta buck up, son. Listen, when I was the executive producer on Fraternity Row, the soap opera press used to hammer me every time I made a decision that they didn't like. And you know what? They referred to my time there as now, the golden age. And I'm sure there's going to be a time that the boy with the chipmunk tattoo is going to be considered a cult classic.
Thanks, Pa. I appreciate it, but how do I face Dorian in the meantime?
With your kid brother right next to you.
Well, no. You're not going down to D.C. again.
Why not?
No, you've had your fun now, and enough's enough. You're old enough to get Destiny pregnant. Now you're old enough to face the consequences, okay? You're not running away from your child.
Come on, Mom.
Hey, Matthew, you can't help how you feel. You don't want to be part of this child's life, but I gotta tell you, I would expect more from my son. Now, I'll table the rest of this discussion because the show is about to start.
I will go get the guacamole.
We are seconds from the final episode of Fraternity Row. As we close, I turn to some comments from publisher Victoria Lord, whose late daughter Megan once headlined the cast, playing twins Roxanne and Ruby Bright. Let's take a look.
Megan actually passed away nearly 20 years ago, but I still to this day get stopped on the street by Fraternity Row fans who remember the characters that she played. And some ask how she's doing or will she ever return. But I must tell you that there are times I get so caught up in the show that I find myself wondering the same thing. The fans are so loyal, so passionate, so invested in their stories. I always ask how they started watching Fraternity Row. Some of them were stay-at-home mothers taking a break before their children came home from school. Others were college students with free time between classes. Many of them inherited a love of the show from their parents or their grandparents, who were longtime fans themselves. I remember the first time I tuned into Fraternity Row. I was hooked instantly. I needed to know what would happen next to these fascinating people. Would the hero and the heroine find their way back to true love? Would the villains get their comeuppance? Or would their crimes go unpunished? Would loving families overcome their obstacles? Or would their troubles prove too difficult to surmount? Ultimately, that's what soap opera is about. Families. Close families. Rival families. Even families that are unexpected. Or the ones we choose for ourselves. And when a show is lucky enough to be on the air as long as Fraternity Row has been on, these families become extensions of our own. The audience might be upset when a favorite actor leaves, but they're always willing to welcome a new one, even when that new cast member is quite different than the one being replaced. After all, this is a place where people come back from the dead, go off to grade school in the morning, and come home from high school in the afternoon. Because for every new face, every new couple, every new family, there are long familiar faces. Some who have grown up before our very eyes. And a few more we hope to watch grow up. We know them so well. They've become our friends. We yearn for their happiness, especially when it's hard won. We laugh as they laugh. We cry as they cry, and we can't imagine doing without them. And when things are at their very worst on the show, that's when we seem to enjoy them the most. There's just one thing we have to do to keep them in our lives. Tune in tomorrow.